Okay, welcome back. Now, this is an example here that I want us to look at. This is what a right angle triangle. This is A, B, C. And then the question says, well, find the value of side C. Okay, now, if this is capital A, that means what? 3 centimeters is our small a. If this is what? Capital B, that means what? This is our what? Small b. And then if this is angle C, that means this side is what? Our small c. And then the question says what? It says find the value of side C. That means this is what? The side that we're going to find. And then based on how this is, you know that this is a hypotenuse because it is the side opposite the right angle. So now, from here now, can decide what? Okay, from our formula now, we now say small c, that's c square is equal to, we now have a square plus b square. And then if we are having this as a square plus, okay, what's our value of c? That's the side we want to find. So we still have what? C square is equal to, what's our value of a? Our value of a is known as what? 3 centimeter. So now can we now put it in a bracket by saying what? 3 centimeter square. Then this plus, we'll still write it here. And then what's our value of b? Our value of b is 4 centimeter. So can we now have it as what? 4 centimeter, then close bracket, square. Now, so from here now, we now have c square is equal to, now, let me quickly explain something here. If you have something like 3 centimeter square, this is the same thing as what? We are saying 3 centimeter, 3 centimeter. It means what? These two brackets are multiplying each other to give you what? This square. And then from here now, if you are taking the square here, you know that what? The square has the effect on the 3, and then it also has the effect on what? The centimeter. So now, from here now, you know that what? If you're multiplying this now, okay, for example, let's say 3 multiplying 3, what are we having? We're having 9. And then centimeter multiplying centimeter now, that means what? We are going to have for centimeter square. Because what? Centimeter multiplying centimeter, we're having centimeter square. So that's what we are going to have. So from here, we now have what? 9 centimeter square. But then, what you need to take note of here is, the square is only on centimeter now. We have already what? The square or the 3, we have already dealt with it already. So we now have plus, then we now apply the same logic for this 2, which is what? Open bracket 4 centimeter square is equal to what? We now have 4 centimeter multiplying what? 4 centimeter. So now we can equally see what? The 4 multiplying 4, what are we having? We are having 16. Centimeter multiplying centimeter, we are having what? Centimeter square. So now we now come and have what? 16 centimeter square. So now from here now, it's addition we're having, and then they are like terms, they are both in centimeter. So we now have what? Okay, c square is equal to, okay, if you add this plus this now, you should be able to have what? You're having 25 centimeter square. But then if you take a look at it, you were asked to find what? Side C, not c square. So we have to what? Deal with this square here. Okay, let me just repeat this line here, which is what? C square is equal to 25 centimeter square. So now, for us to take away this square now, that means what? We are going to take the square root of both sides. And in taking the square root of both sides, we now what? This is what we are having here. So now, this 2 goes with this square root. And then what? So we are now left with what? C is equal to, okay, 25 is a perfect square. You know that what? If we are talking about perfect square, what? A number multiplying itself gives you a perfect square. So if you are taking the square root of this 25 now, you'll be having 5. But then one thing I want you to take note of is what? The square on the centimeter now will now cancel out. Because what? Having root what? We are having 25 centimeter square is the same thing as what? Okay, root what? 25, and then you still have what? Root what? Centimeter square. Which is square here goes with this. You're left with just but centimeter, and then this is a perfect square, which is going to give you what? 5 if you take the square root of this, because it's the same thing as what? is the same thing as if you are having 5 square. If you have something like this, breaking this down, you know that what 5 times 5 is going to give you 25. You can easily break it down like this, and then you can say this 2 goes with this 2, you'll be left with what 5. So we'll be left with what 5 centimeter. So we'll now come out, okay, we're having 5 centimeter. So now the small c here is equal to what 5 centimeter. Just as simple as that. Now we are going to what? Subsequently, in the next video, we are going to look at the example of where the hypotenuse is what is being given, and then what, how to find the other side. Thank you.